Hi everyone, it's Rich, part of the Internet MBA group. Today I'm going to be covering having a very attractive and converting copy and how to create it. So basically this is just from the experience I've had testing numerous ad sets with Facebook ads. And basically this is the sort of, I'll go through different types, but this is the sort of points that you want when you're actually writing copy. So just a quick little trick if you didn't know about this. If you want to spy on your competitors, you can now go here and have a look at the ads. Ha ha ha. See? Not sure if you knew about that, but anyway. So I'll go through a couple of the ones I did for Stitch. There's a carousel ad there, and here's a video ad. So video is basically a compilation of the top engaging videos that we had for Stitch. So we had a load of different video ads, and just basically put them as a compilation with some cool music, quite intriguing. Yeah, basically, I mean, the goal here is a bit of brand identity and also to try and get people into the funnel, right? So we're getting video views and we're getting interest from people. Even if they don't buy, we can then retarget them and we can create lookalike audiences from them. So that's something you can use later on. Video obviously being very engaging, and Facebook liked them a lot. So, so that's the actual deliverable creative. This is the text. It's quite simple. It's quite short. We just got a nice bit of education, brand building here. Some mention of a few products and basically a value proposition. So I'll go through it on the next one. This is like just an example what you should have in the layout. And this is very simple. Obviously it's completely dependent on your product and everything, but we try and say it all with the video because, I mean, some people like to read, some people like to watch video, but we'll try and reiterate a few points in the copy, but mainly try and get our message across with the video or with the carousel or whatever the creative is. So yeah, value proposition, these are all £20 off, so that's pretty big message. And this went out to mainly sort of warm audiences and lookalike audiences, which are cold, but that Facebook have identified as potential good leads. So not completely frozen cold, but coldish. Yeah, so that's that one. This one is a carousel ad. And this is mainly for warm audiences, but I have been testing this with cold audiences as well, which is doing quite well. And I'll go through the sort of breakdown as well after we've gone through this example of the sort of layout and how it should be and how we've done it and what I've done and why. So obviously here, a bit of education, a bit of the brand, being in the game for 5 years, and then it's the same discount here with that's the value proposition, and then a bit of urgency, scarcity here. Obviously you can count that as both, I guess, with a nice easy link to get to. Nothing really long, no bit.ly link, no Google link, nothing that people can track really. And I only like go very minimal with the emojis, as you can see, just to sort of punctuate certain points that I want them to focus on. I like this arrow just because it says soon, and obviously you can fit that in with the text. That's really good, but obviously that should bring your attention to here. So probably like while you're scrolling down the feed, that will be your first thing you look at because of the arrow. And that's just something I've noticed in the ads that I attach a link to. Not all of them I do this, but some of them I do it, and they tend to get more clicks when they have an arrow there. That's literally it. And also there's some people that do multiple links of the same thing. I don't do that, but I think that may be effective for some people. But I don't really like the look of it, to be honest. I quite like my copy to be very succinct, try and say as much as possible in a short amount of time as possible, because people don't have that time to read a lot of stuff unless it's very detail oriented product. Yeah, I'll go through the copy a little bit as well. So we have different types of leggings here, and as you can see down the bottom, we've got the names of each with like a little emoji. And the retro emoji is actually, this looks a bit like the Stitch symbol, that's why I use that. And all the other ones are obviously like emojis to do with this below it and like blow your mind. And then I put like just a little fun. So this is another thing, is you want to be conversational if that's sort of along with your brand. So ours is quite conversational, quite informal, funny, witty. So that's how I want to come across. You know, it's like we're not too serious about ourselves, but we have a good message, you know. So each the dream, that's just like a thought bubble. Each product has like a bit of identity behind it, and I took basically like from the description, I've just, you know, tried to boil it down into a couple of words to describe the products, you know, just to catch someone's attention a little bit. The disco day, little guy dancing there, golden balls. I was thinking of you know, football and David Beckham and stuff like that, and that's what I said. Enough said. I can't remember what this one is. Oh, it's the little Easter head, Easter Island head. Yeah. So quickly go through the layouts. Those are the examples. I would go for something educational and something that's got a bit of brand congruency within your first line. So that's the part where the people who read will be getting, you know, once they've looked at the image, they're like, oh, that's a cool image, and perhaps they've looked at a few glance about like this, and they have the top line. Then you're like teaching them about your brand, and you're identifying with them on a certain level that you lead into the value proposition. So if you're interested in meggings, we're telling you that we've been in it for 5 years. Therefore, like, you know, we're an authority in this space. And then that's also the value proposition of being an authority in the space, that we are able to give you this discount because, you know, our good quality products have been selling for a long time, and you know, this is quite a good offer basically. We have some urgency, not on this one, but on the other one. I actually think that there's a bit missing here, because usually there's like a headline down here, and that actually does have some urgency in it. I can't remember what I put, but it's quite simple. But you can see like there's get offer, but there's no button here. So I don't know what's happened if Facebook just takes that off. But anyway, so I'll try and put the urgency or scarcity, if not in the text, I'll put it in the headline down here. It's different for different types of creative. But as I said, there actually was one there, but it's taken that off. And here I put it here next to the link, just because it goes with this little arrow here. Link, make sure your link is short, tidy, and if you can, have it in your domain name. Try not to have Bitly, Google, although they work really well. It's just, again, it goes along with the congruency of the ad, right? Because we're talking about meggings, we're talking about stitch leggings, meggings. So it's all, you know, it feels like all together, and that's what we want. And I try to use like as much real estate as possible, because you want to have a bit of, you know, an interruptive quality to your ads. You want people to be scrolling up and look, oh, like this, and then it's taking up a lot of the feed, not in an obnoxious way, but in a way that, oh, that's quite cool, that's quite intriguing, let's have a little look at this. And basically by doing that, you basically use all of the things that Facebook lets you use to give across the same message in a slightly different way, or have different parts, like your urgency in one place and your education in another place, things like that. And you try and use as much as possible so that it looks, you know, takes up enough space on the feed to grab people's attention. Yeah, and lastly, make sure you're, you know, this isn't necessarily conversational, but especially for cold ads, try and make it a bit more conversational so you can get a bit of commenting and conversation going in the comments, because this is something that Facebook prioritizes. If they see your page and your ads and everything is actually sparking a conversation, they'll definitely like prioritize it on people's feeds, and also lower your CPC. Yeah, so that's it today. Just a brief one, just wanted to cover that because I covered it in my last video briefly, so I wanted to go through in a bit more detail. If you'd like to see any more examples, you have to wait, but you can always come to Stitch Leggings and just click on this, because this is everyone, not just me. Everyone can see this. Expand your competitors this way as well, by the way. And that's another thing, like quickly go into that, is if you're like brand new in a space or you're going into a new space, have a look at competitors, have a look at their messages, their ads. look what sort of way they're talking to their customers, look at what's involved in there and what sort of CTAs they're using and all of this, and you can. And you can just change it, put it into your own way, and yeah, use it as ads and test. Okay, cool, that's a quick one today. Leave any comments down below and I'll get back to you with any answers.